What is up, my friends? We are back. A massive thank you to Connor for holding the fort while I was away, but we are back and we are glad to be here today. I don't know why I'm referring to myself in the plural, by the way, but there you go. I am back and I am glad to be here. Today we're going to be talking about transfer gossip. We're going to be looking ahead, of course, to the game against Manchester United on Sunday and a few other bits and pieces that we hope keep you right up to date with where we are. The international break is over. That's the good news. All roads do lead to the game against United at Anfield on Sunday. The preview for that, by the way, will be coming out a little bit later on tonight after the late night agenda. Loads for me to go through over the next few minutes. As I said, though, thank you to Connor for holding down the fort. So I'm going to get stuck into the news. But before I do, a reminder, just 3 days to go now. 3 little days until the last ever Anfield Agenda live show at the Hot Water Comedy Club, Liverpool. Tickets are on sale for just £15. The remaining tickets can be got with the QR code there on the screen. Delighted to be there. It'll be after the Manchester United game this weekend. If you've already got your tickets, thank you very much. If not, I hope to see you there in the night. Right, let's get stuck into it. Loads to get through. So, TBR Football have said that Juventus have rebuffed multiple inquiries for France defensive midfielder Khéphren Thuram. They list a whole load of clubs in here, and one of them, unsurprisingly, is Liverpool. Now, here's what I don't understand. We spoke on this channel for months, and I'm sure many others have as well, about Liverpool's interest in Khéphren Thuram before he moved to Juventus. So why would we now suddenly move for a player who we could have gotten if we wanted to? It just doesn't really make any sense to me. And yes, maybe he's done very well since he's gone there, but we knew what type of player he was. So I don't really believe that Liverpool are going to make a move for Khéphren Thuram. The other clubs, for what it's worth, interested are Arsenal and Chelsea. So let me know your thoughts on that one. And while we're talking about gossip, let's talk a little bit more about something that could well happen. This here, according to Christian Falk, is that Liverpool have, well, an interest in signing Borussia Dortmund defender Nico Schlotterbeck. And the good news is, the defender, according to Christian Falk, would also be interested in a move to Merseyside. Look, we don't know still what's happening with Ibrahim Konate and his future. It is still up in the air. It's not looking good in my opinion, but it is just that one man's opinion. Let me know your thoughts on this one. Nico Schlotterbeck. Lots of talk over the last few months that he could be on his way to Bayern Munich, and he may well be. But we heard that about Florian Wirtz as well, and we know where he ended up. So let me know your thoughts on this one. Nico Schlotterbeck. And also, not really any news on this, but I wanted to gauge your thoughts. Lots and lots and lots of reports of the likes of Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and many others interested in Marc Guéhi. If I remember correctly, I'm sure James Pearson said something along the lines of, it seems a matter of time before Marc Guéhi comes to Liverpool. This was in the summer, whether it be in the summer window or when his contract runs down. So I wonder if that confidence is still there. For me, I truly don't know, but I do know we need a centre-back, and the sooner the better. Right, let's get back into, well, another transfer link. This time it's L'Equipe who said Paris Saint-Germain are holding negotiations with Bradley Barcola. The France forward has attracted interest from several clubs, including Liverpool and Bayern Munich this summer. I don't want Barcola at Liverpool. I've said this all summer. Nothing against the kid. I just think for the amount of money that would be involved, there are far better options out there. While I was away, as an example, I seen Connor made a couple of videos speaking about Antoine Semenyo of Bournemouth, and that would be a far more suitable option, in my opinion, than going out for the likes of Bradley Barcola. So let me know your thoughts on this one. Antoine Semenyo has a release clause in his contract that also came out during the week. Nobody's really been able to figure out what exactly that release clause is, but I'm sure if there's one man that can find out, it is probably Richard Hughes. So thoughts on Barcola? Do you think he would be a good fit at Liverpool? Do you think he'd be worth the probably €100 million price tag? For me, I'd rather somebody like Michael Olise, which probably would be equally as expensive, or Antoine Semenyo maybe down the line. So the whole point of today's video is mainly to speak about one topic, and that was the salary cap that is being proposed. Transfer News Live and Mike Keegan of the Daily Mail have said a controversial new salary cap, which some believe will destroy the Premier League, could become a reality as early as next month. Not next season, next month. Both Manchester clubs are known to be opposed to the system, which would run on top of the new squad cost ratio rules based on 23-24 figures. That would mean an approximate limit of £550 million and mean that some sides would be at immediate risk of breach. Now, I can't see how you can get Premier League clubs to sign up to something that they would already be in breach of. I don't know who these particular clubs are, but if we look at who has issues maybe with FFP in the past, you're talking about Chelsea there, Newcastle, Aston Villa. But like I said, a salary cap, look, it's interesting, but it's the potential punishments to me that are the most interesting. To compound matters, this piece said, the proposal is for a second breach to be dealt with by a 6-point deduction with an additional point for every 6.5 million overspend. So, salary caps, what are we saying? Has that horse already bolted, or is it worth introducing it into football? And remember what I said, this could come in, according to this piece, as early as next month. I don't know how I feel about it, in all honesty, folks. I haven't really had time to digest it. So, yeah, salary caps in football. Look, I'm sure, as always, there will be creative ways to find ways around this. Football clubs are pretty good at that these days. They're very creative accountants. So, let me know your thoughts on this one. Thiago Alcantara has been speaking about why Liverpool was everything that he looked for in a club. He said, my time at Liverpool encompassed everything I look for in a club and everything I'd always loved. The feeling of competing for every trophy, of being dominant on the pitch, yet giving off that sense of being a fighting club where every day you have to battle for a goal. It wasn't that we fell short of anything in particular, you just had to really work for it. At Liverpool, I found that the blend of being feeling dominant while also working hard to make it happen. After such a long struggle to become a footballer, then to become the footballer I wanted to be, the hardest step was accepting that it was coming to an end. It wasn't difficult because that would come next, but because I had to let go of something I was in love with due to circumstances beyond my control. I loved having Thiago Alcantara at Liverpool. I love saying that Thiago Alcantara played for Liverpool, so it is lovely to hear from him. Of course, we would have liked a few more minutes on the pitch from him, but we kind of knew what we were getting into when we signed him. And like I said, I'll always be happy to look back and know that Thiago Alcantara wore a Liverpool shirt. Caught offside, I've said that Lyon's Malik Fofana is the subject of a 5-way transfer war. The following clubs, they reckon, will all battle each other for his signature this summer. Inter Milan, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur. So things are moving along quite fast. Now, this little bit of news, folks, is one I am particularly excited about. Adidas are set to release a remake of the iconic green and white chessboard shirt 1995-96 later this season, according to Footy Headlines. Now, if they don't mess about with this shirt too much and they get it close to the original, I'll certainly be putting my hand in my pocket for it. It's one of my all-time favourites, so let me know if you're excited about that one. Bobby Clark, former Liverpool player, now of Red Bull Salzburg, well, he could be close to join Celtic, or he's going to join Celtic, it looks like, in a £6 million move in January. I think this would be a great move for him. The one to Salzburg always felt a little bit weird, but if he can go back, play for Celtic, I think he really will be able to maybe get himself a move back to the Premier League at some point down the line. Also on this one, a medical update. For what it's worth, Paul Joyce said, Trent Alexander-Arnold is aiming to be back in the Real Madrid squad for a potential Champions League reunion with Liverpool next month. Whoop-de-doo. Does anybody care anymore, really? No, not for me, but hey, maybe you do, and that's why we give you the news. So, Manchester United had several players absent from training today ahead of the visit to Anfield on Sunday, including Bruno Fernandes, Amad Diallo and Casemiro, according to the Standard. So let me know your thoughts on that one, ladies and gents. Do you think it's just coming back, giving them a little breather before the game on Sunday with the international break, of course, and lots of these guys representing their countries, or is it something a little bit more worrying for United fans? And before we finish up, a couple of TV schedule updates for December. Liverpool against Sunderland will now be the 3rd of December at 8:15 kickoff. The game against Leeds will be the 6th of December at a 5:30 kickoff, and then we also have games 30th of December at 8 o'clock and Spurs 20th of December at 5:30. So that is where we're at for now, ladies and gents, but I'm excited to be back. I hope to see you tonight at 8:45 for the late night agenda. I'll be here tonight, tomorrow, and then I'm away over to Liverpool for the weekend for the show and the game, and Connor will keep you guys up to date with a watch along for the game on Sunday. So, hope to see you back here tonight at 8:45. Until then, thank you for tuning in. Thank you to looking after Connor for me when you were away. Well, I was away, I should say, and we'll see you soon. Much love. Bye-bye.